The vibrancy and intensity of the Distillery District today was achieved by having a vision that thought about WinterCity design, thought about the summer, and it got all the layers right. One of the critical things in creating any great street and supporting businesses is thinking all the different layers. It's not just about having the right ingredients in terms of the bones. What they had were narrow streets, which helped block out the wind, so that when you're there in the wintertime, you're not even a little whisper of wind on days like today, as we all know, can be punishing. No wind, and you can walk outside comfortably with minus 18 if the sun's on your face. It makes an enormous difference. It's so critical when you think about WinterCity design and it comes to adjacencies of buildings and space planning. But it's not just the built form that creates sense of place. It's not just about the narrow and intimate streets and the alleys. It's also about having the other things, the other layers that we put on top of them. The winter infrastructure that was talked about earlier. That means fireplaces, that means blankets, that means heated awnings, that means using wooden benches versus metal benches, because anyone who's ever gone to a sporting event and sat on concrete or sat on metal knows that that's not the nicest feeling. Versus sitting on wood. And wood absorbs the heat of the sun a lot quicker, and if there's snow or ice on it, it melts a lot faster as well. It's way more comfortable. And a lot of it's also about lighting. Do we use powerful white lighting, or do we use lighting that appeals to us? We all love candlelight, we love fire, so do we use lighting that makes us feel warm and cozy? And that's really critical. The other thing that they did that's the most important layer is that they thought about the activities. And it's so critical when we design streets or we try to create great places that are vibrant that we think about what are the things we can do that can continuously add more and more layers of richness that's going to drive people to those streets. That means things like food trucks. So that if you go to 124th Street, why don't we have food trucks on there on a regular basis for all 12 months of the year? Not just to support the restaurants, but it puts people on the street. If there's people on the street, then there's people watching. If there's people watching, we're attracted to it, and as we drive by or walk by, we want to be there if there's other people there.